Okay, everybody, disclaimer before I start this video. I am in no way, shape, or form trying to get people depressed. I am not trying to get people to think about suicide. I am not trying to get people down and out. I am not trying to do nothing to anyone. When I say the things that I say, I am simply venting out what I need to vent out. I'm simply expressing myself. I'm simply telling you the things that are going on with me. And this is a method that I use is to spew my guts out, is to tell people what I am really going through, is to tell people my struggle, is to tell people when I'm feeling gloomy and cloudy and down and out, and I don't feel like really doing anything at all, which is one of those days. And the last couple days, that's how I've been feeling. And I've also been giving an effort to get off and wean down from the medication I take. Because everything has side effects. Everything has side effects. Over the counter medications, I'm allergic to almost everything. I even have a slight allergen, I think, to coffee, but I still drink it. It makes me breathe funny and all kinds of stuff. But look, here's what I want to say with this whole thing. There is always, anytime you go to someone else's platform, or you're someone that is feeling heavy, or you're someone that is depressed, or you're someone that does suffer from thinking of suicide, or you're someone that has these impending doom thoughts, or you're a schizophrenic or anything, I feel as though the reason why more people don't talk about their issues and they don't open up is because we are in fear of getting a pep talk from people. We fear that when we say what we really want to say, when we tell people, look, I am feeling heavy, I am gloomy, I just don't feel like doing anything. I don't feel like going on. I don't feel like doing this anymore, this repetitious stuff. Then everybody wants to say, oh, well, you're just going through a hard time. You'll be okay. Everything will be all right. And I'm not saying that that can't help some people. I'm not saying that when somebody is there for you that actually listens and they do care for you and they say, look, I'm here for you and I care for you. And I understand what you're going through, but I can't do anything for you. I don't have an answer. If someone speaks to you like that, I don't have any problem with that. But the reason for me, I wanted to make this platform a platform where people, individual people, can come to spew their guts out, where people can actually say what they are actually going through and what they actually feel. And no matter what, not judge the person. Just let them say what they say, let them be what they are, let them get out whatever they have to get out, and don't say, I understand, and give them a pat on the back and say, everything's going to be okay. If you need me, I'm here, and call me and all this. Listen, people like me, it's really hard to understand without offending somebody else. But people like me, this is not what people like me need. People like me need the support of people to whatever it is that we're going through. Okay, support me because I'm going through it and listen to what I'm saying. If I need to get something off my chest, then be there to listen to me. Don't be there to tell me what you think that I should do or what you think is going on with me or give me advice. That is not going to do anybody that's like me. I have looked into everything that I can for myself. I looked into medicine, I looked into exercise, I looked into religion, spirituality, I looked into every single facet of life, if that's what I can say. I have looked into everything, and I know that what I do, what my vision is for this channel and my platform, it is simply for us to spew our guts out. It is simply for you, the individual person. It has nothing to do with me. It has nothing to do with Susie or Tim or Gary or Betsy or Linda or Thomas. It has nothing to do with anybody else. You understand what I mean? If you're not willing to expose yourself, if you're not willing to put yourself out there, if you're not willing to be 100% honest with yourself, then this thing probably isn't for you. You know what I'm saying? And when I say that's not, I really don't want to talk like that in this video, like I'm forcing you to be here. It has nothing to do with forcing people. But I know from experience, there is no other platform like this. There is no other place that you're going to go where you can actually be yourself and you can actually say what you need to say. You can be how you need to be. You can express whatever you need to express, and I will take you as you are. But see, you have to take yourself as you are. It doesn't matter if I even take you as you are. You got to take yourself as you are. And I found in my journey through addiction and other things, these 12-step programs do not do anything for me, because all that it's doing is it's telling you that you have to go by some type of step. You have to go by some type of religion, or you have to go by some kind of sect or a book or something. And this has nothing to do with that. Nothing at all. And this is what I always wanted my platform to be. I always wanted it to be something where people could come and listen with nothing holding them back, with nothing at all holding them back. Religion, spirituality, what their parents say, what their family's doing, what everyone else is doing. It's like the strongholds that I think most of us have, and I'm just putting this out there because I know for me, the strongholds that we have is we don't want to look weak. We don't want to look like we're going through something. We can't put ourselves out there. We can't vent what we really are. We can't be what we really are because we don't want that interaction back. We don't want people to tell us something that we already know. We don't want people to give us a pep talk or give us advice. All that people like me need is for other people to listen. And that's what most people do here. They listen and then they comment or they like the video, and I appreciate that. But there's so many places where people are doing what they're doing to get some kind of credit or get a pat on the back or say, please help me. I need your help. You see what I'm saying? It shouldn't be a thing where you're saying, I need your help. It should just be a thing where we're like, when I have something I need to get off my chest and I need to speak about and I need to talk about and I need to vent, I just need somebody to be there to simply listen and not judge me and not give me advice and tell me what they think that I should do or how I should be. Now, how many people are going to let it be at that? You see what I'm saying? Like, I was out in my car. I won't lie to y'all. I was out in my car the other day for like 2.5 hours speaking to myself. I was talking to myself. Now, I know a lot of people might think this is crazy, but I was out there just saying whatever I had to say. And I got a lot of shit out of me, but I'm in one of my times where I'm not feeling this. I am not in one of my mountain times in life. I'm not on one of my highs, so to speak. And I just feel gloomy. I feel doomy. I feel that kind of impending doom feeling. Like, what am I doing? I'm not really interested in too much. Even though I still have a little bit of interest in doing my music and stuff, it's not as much as what it was. And I know for me, every time that I am on a high, every time it's like clockwork. I know myself more than anybody. Every time I'm on a high or things are going good and I feel like there's nothing wrong and I'm on the right path and I got this thing, everything's okay. Every single time that I think like that or I'm going through that and I'm living that, I know for me, I know how this works. And that's all I'm doing is talking about it. I know for me that there is a crash landing coming. I know, like drinking a cup of coffee and getting stimulated, I know that there is a withdrawal coming. I know that there is some type of downside coming anytime that I feel really good or I'm on one of my highs and I'm feeling like everything's going to be all right. I know the Mike Tyson punch that's coming out of nowhere. I know for me this is how it is. I don't know for other people. I don't know exactly how you go through whatever you go through because we all go through something. But I know for me, that's how it is. Excuse me. I got my coffee down here. But yeah, I know talking about it for me, it does help. And I've already did everything that I could. I've already went into the NA and AA and rehabs, and I already did the spiritual thing. I already did the religious thing. I did everything. There is nothing that anyone is going to recommend to me that I did not do. That's why I'm saying I don't want recommendations. I don't want advice. I don't need any of that. You see, if each one of us could spew our guts out, if each one of us could get this shit out of us, what we're going through and what we're thinking, if each one of us could expose that, if each one of us could talk about these strongholds that keep us down, if each one of us could vent this, if each one of us could get over the fear of what others are going to say or think. You see what I'm saying? What others are going to say or think, and then they give you that feedback. If we could get over that and we could tell people, look, I just need you to listen to me today. I just maybe need you to be there for a little bit just to hear me bitch and complain, just to hear me spew my guts out, just to hear me talk about all my bullshit that's gathering in my head. And see, this is where I hesitate to reach out to people. This is why I hesitate in doing it the way that most people do it. I don't see this as reaching out to people. I see this as people making a choice for themselves to come here and listen to me do what they probably want to do for themselves, but they might not be in a position yet to do it. They might still be letting a lot of things hold them back from doing it. And there's no reason that you have to let any of that hold you back. If you're going through something or something's going on, all that we can do is talk about it. You can't just take what's in your brain and just say, okay, get out my brain and throw it to the side and it's gone. And then, oh, I just feel great now. I feel awesome now. It is not like that with people with depression and people like me that have some mental instabilities, mental issues. And I admit I do. And this is not me. This is not an excuse. This is not me saying this because I want pity. It has nothing to do with that. It's just simply, it's what I'm going through. It's what I'm experiencing. It's what is happening in my life. And I've been going through this my whole life. I've been going through this. I even remember as a kid thinking, what is wrong with me? What is going on here? Why do I feel like this? And my whole life, I thought that it was my fault that I was how I was. I always felt guilty or ashamed for how I was. And it was something that I had no control over at all. I had absolutely no control over this. I couldn't talk it away. I couldn't speak about it enough because you don't think that I spoke to people. I always used to spew my guts out to people. I would always tell people what I was going through. I told people how I felt all the time. And there was a time where that did help me. It helped me when I did that. But then when I would do that and people would start telling me how to be or saying, well, you bitch and complain all the time. See, what they didn't understand is I wasn't trying to bring them down. I wasn't trying to make them feel how I felt. I just needed to talk about it for myself so that I could feel better about me. You see what I'm saying? This thing, it has nothing to do with other people. It has nothing to do with other people. It has to do, I wrote in my notebook over here something about what is lacking today is confrontation and communication. Those are the two most important things that are missing today. This is the problem with so many things that are going on, is confrontation, because we don't want to confront our problems. We don't want to confront what is going on in our head. We don't want to talk about it, and that's confronting it. And then we don't want to communicate. And when we don't communicate, then we hold this in and it builds up and it turns into this monster. It turns into this thing that you didn't even want to be that thing in the first place. You understand what I mean? And like I said, those two words, just remember those two words. Confrontation and communication is the two main elements in us exposing these strongholds that we have. And that's what I'm doing every single video. I'm exposing these strongholds. I'm exposing all the shit that goes on with me. I'm exposing myself. I'm putting myself out on Front Street no matter what. I am done holding on. I'm done trying to put on the mask and the facade to feel better. I am done with that. That is not my approach. And this has nothing to do with fighting. This has nothing to do with fighting. I said fighting the other day, but I shouldn't have used that word. I said something like, I might be in a battle or a fight here. It's not a battle or a fight. It's simply when we fight, we're just trying to resolve the problem and we're forcing the issue. If we would do it this way, it's to this thing where we should not be worried about what someone else says, because it doesn't matter what people say. All that matters is if you are feeling like this, you have to do that for yourself. You have to confront yourself, and then you have to communicate that to yourself and others if you have to. And this is how I do it for myself. I do these videos. And I know it sounds really cliche how I'm talking here. You know what I'm saying? Because when I'm recording myself, it just feels awkward. It feels weird that I'm doing this. But I said to myself, you know what? I don't care if it's awkward. I don't care if it's weird. I don't care how it feels. I'm going to do it anyway. I made up my mind. I said, I don't care how depressed I am. I don't care how shitty I feel. I don't care what I'm going through. I am going to expose myself. I'm going to put myself out there. And see, most people, they'll say, oh no, don't do that to yourself. Don't show people your weakness. Don't show people your pain. Don't show people what you're going through. Don't put yourself out like that to the world. You know, don't let people get the best of you. I say the complete opposite. I say the complete opposite. Let people get the best of you, because you know what? When they are putting all their stuff on you, all that they're doing is they're not dealing with their own shit, and they're just putting it on you. If you're somebody, don't play the victim in this thing, but that's all people are doing when they say things like, oh, you're weak. You know, you're pathetic. You can't do nothing for yourself. And they say all this shit to you, but all that they're really doing is they're just talking about themselves, because they can't admit that they have a problem. They can't admit that something's going on in their life. They can't admit that they're weak. They can't admit that they get depressed. You know, I was just watching, there's a video with celebrities, 50 celebrities that committed suicide. And when I seen Stevie Ryan on there, I said, my goodness gracious, how could this woman, and in my eyes, she's like one of the best looking things that I ever seen before, in my eyes. You know what I'm saying? Beauty's in the eye of the beholder. But I looked at this girl and said, my God, my goodness. She hung herself. She killed herself. And she had a show. She had everything she could probably want. She had people that she talked with. Yet all that beauty, all of that, you know, talent that she had, I really don't like calling people talented. It's just the way she was. She was Stevie Ryan. She was herself. But I say, my goodness, this beautiful thing hung and killed herself at 33 years old. Now you think, if she would have had somewhere to come like this, if she would have had an outlet like here to come and to speak about this and to expose it and put it out on Front Street and let it be known, would she have done that? If Renegade #1, Sean, if he had the ability to come here and I had enough balls to say, look, I'm here to listen, and he would have listened, would he have done what he done? Now, I understand we're all going to die one day. I understand that. But I'm talking about while we're alive. You know, this is just a while we're alive thing. You know what I'm saying? Do you want to suffer, or do you want to kind of get shit out of you and let it go and get past it? Because I know I do. Even though I know there's a lot of crazy bad shit that's going to happen automatically. But yeah, it's, when I seen this, it just did something to me. Seeing all these people that committed suicide, and how I am about that, I don't condone it, and I I wouldn't stop anybody from doing anything that they would do, because you can't stop anybody from doing anything they're going to do in the end. That's another thing I don't do. I don't tell people that they should or they shouldn't. I don't tell people anything. This all has to do with, are you willing? Are you 100% willing to put yourself out? Are you tired of your own shit? Are you tired of going through some of the things you go through? Are you so over it that you don't even care anymore? See, this is the point where you have to get to, and it's not a bad thing. It's not a forceful thing. It's a point that I had to get to. I'm not even saying that you have to get there. I'm not saying you had to do anything. I know for me, it's something that I had to do for myself. If I didn't do this video right now, I would be a lot worse, even though it's not completely gone. Even though the veil is still there, the wall is still there, the doom and gloom is still in my head and I can feel it. All that I can do is put it out there and talk about it. That's all I can do. And that's what I wanted to make this platform. And when I see these types of things, it's so eerie when I see such a beautiful woman that does this because she didn't think that there was anything else that she could do to get through the day. And she fucking hung herself. And Renegade #1 did whatever he did to himself. And Robin Williams and Chester Bennington and, you know, Chris Cornell and all these other people that did this. And I can't blame them. I don't blame them. I understand. I really do. But for the people that want to get past this and get over it, the only thing you can do is talk about it. The only thing you can do is expose it and put it out there. The only thing you can do is put it on Front Street. And your strongholds, what you're doing is you're putting them out in the open. That's the only way you're going to get it out of here, is if you put it out in the open. And it's not going to be comfortable. It's not going to be a cure-all. But it can help. It can help some people. I'm not saying it can help everybody. But don't let that be an excuse not to do it when you need to do it for yourself. So anyway, I just want to end this video. I know I thanked people before, but I really want to thank people that have donated to my channel. I really appreciate that. Not that too many people do, but the ones that do, thank you. The ones that are here that actually listen to my videos, thank you. Yeah, it's like I said, I do this so that you can do this for yourself. I do these things, you know, when people say, you know, you love me, do you love yourself? That's the question. You know, I wouldn't do this if I didn't care for people, or I didn't want the best for you, for yourself. You see what I'm saying? It has nothing to do with me. I'm just a guy that's made up of matter, and I'm sitting here talking to you. That's all. I'm nothing. But how many people are going to actually tell you that? See, everybody's trying to fight their way through this. Everybody's looking for a solution to the problem. Everybody is trying to practice all these spiritual and religious things to feel better. Everybody is trying to do something. And this has nothing to do with trying. It has to do with exposing. It has to do with putting it out there. It has to do with letting it go, letting it all down and saying, look, I can't do this anymore, and I'm admitting what I'm going through. I'm admitting my problems. I'm telling everyone, even if everyone judges me, no matter what they say, I'm going to do it for me because it's what I have to do for myself. That's all it comes down to. It comes down to the individual person. So, thank you. I'll see y'all. Stay up. Stay lowly. Resonate.